Hey everybody, Jake here from Bearded Gear, and I have a box to open. This actually arrived kind of early this morning, I think because it was FedEx. It came quicker than usually Postal Service drops stuff off, which is cool. This is actually an interesting situation. So if you read the thumbnail, you'll see this is a ZT-0562. But this knife isn't mine. It is kind of a loaner. It came to me directly from Smoky Mountain Knife Works. I had a buddy reach out to me who wanted to order one of these and wanted it to get sent to me so I could check it out before I then forward it on to him. So it was a cool opportunity to check out this knife before it goes to its rightful owner. So because it is not my knife and it is a brand new, unmolested knife, I'm not going to be carrying and using it, but I'll be unboxing it today. And then in the next couple of days, I'll do a first impressions type video on it, or an impressions video on it, before I send it off to him. So I have the D-rack, I don't know. I have the D-rack on me at the moment, so that's what I'm going to use to unbox this. And might seem like a bit much for an unboxing, but what's wrong with having too much knife, you know? I don't know if too much is even the way I would describe this. Alright, there we go. I'm just doing that part below camera because my address is on the front of it. I don't like the idea of giving that to everybody. Here is the receipt thing. And we're in. This is a big box for one ZT. A little bit interesting, but there we have the knife. It really does seem like way more box than they needed to use, but that's alright. ZT has changed their boxes a little bit over the last couple of years. They used to say built like a tank. Now they say on this side premium materials, if you can even see that. Premium materials, there you go. And then here it just says ZT, experience it. And then on this side, what does it say? Premium performance. So premium materials, premium performance. Experience it. If I'm being honest, I'd prefer built like a tank. I feel like that's who ZT is in my mind, but that's alright. This is fine. Alright, in here we have the knife just in some bubble wrap, and then there's a little ownership card thing in there. I'm just going to leave that in the box. I keep this all looking nice and pretty so I can put it right back in to send to my friend. But here we go. There's a little gel pack in there as well. Alright, I'm going to keep this in perfect shape, and then the knife is going to live on my desk for a couple of days so I can play with it, and then it is going to go straight to him. So this is, I don't know if they call this a sprint run or what they're calling it, like a signature series or something. It's something along those lines. I'll make sure I look it up when I do my actual impressions video. But this is a new variant of the ZT-0562, and it is, I think, a limited run in this configuration. It has this blue carbon fiber show scale. I had a ZT-0562 CF a ways back. It was one of the first really nice like bearing frame lock knives that I ever purchased. I loved that knife. Mine was modded, so it had some Hinderer hardware, and it had a forward choil added like an XM18, and it was a really cool knife. I liked that a lot. I've toyed with the idea of getting another 0562 for a while, because frankly, if I'm being honest, I think I like it better than the XM18. And I know a lot of people have done videos comparing them, and I'm not necessarily even going to try to make the argument that the 0562 is the better knife. I think the Hinderer is probably a little bit better in quality, but if you know me, one of the things that is very important to me on knives is the pocket clip. And I love the pocket clip on the 0562. The fact that it's a deep carry clip that comes all the way to the butt end of the knife. It is exactly what I want out of a pocket clip. I love the way it's mounted. I love so much about this pocket clip. I really, really enjoy the way this knife carries. And when I had a loaner XM18 not too long ago, it was a couple of months ago now, that I did kind of a carry challenge with. I wanted to see how I liked it. It did not carry nearly as well as this knife does for me and my preferences. And so the fact that it's basically an XM18 on bearings and has also just as good of a blade steel. The ergos feel, in my opinion, a little bit better as well because there's less jimping all over this thing. It's a less harsh knife in hand. This just feels like if Hinderer had a version that had all these things on it, that would be the one I would buy. And so they kind of do. It's just made by ZT. Now again, not saying that this is the same as an XM18, but it is the design of an XM18 built by ZT. And yeah, I think I probably will end up picking up another one of these at some point and just shamelessly declaring that I like it better than the XM18 personally. So yeah, the I guess model code on this one is the 0562BLGRY, so blue-gray. And I forget what this coating is. Again, I'll look it up before I do my review, but it's got a gray coating both on the blade and on the titanium lock side. And then, as we already saw, it has the blue carbon fiber show scale. I really like the gray coating. Personally, I'm not super into like standard colored carbon fiber, like this woven pattern. I think it's, I don't know, 2x2 or something. I like colored carbon when it's like fat carbon. I think it looks really cool. But on just regular like woven carbon, it doesn't really bother me, but it wouldn't be my preference to have this blue scale. But I do like the gray coating all over the knife. So this version is really cool. I saw that these were being dropped, and for a moment I was like, ooh, maybe I'll grab one of those, but I think I'd get a more vanilla version, maybe just a regular 0562 CF. Plus I see those pop up secondary in really good shape for good deals pretty frequently, so I'll probably just buy one used when I do finally buckle down and get another one. But I think it would be fun to carry one of these again and give it a new like proper review, because when I had it, it was towards the beginning of me like really being in the hobby of knives. I've had a long history of my entire life carrying and using knives, but being like in the Instagram and social media online knife community and following knives and buying, selling, and trading knives and all that, the 562 was right kind of at the beginning of that journey for me, so it'd be interesting to have one again. Anyway, this is just an unboxing, so there will be an impressions video on this before too long, probably in the next few days, and then I'll be sending it to the rightful owner. But I'm glad I get to check it out. It is a cool knife. It is what I remember of the 0562, and it kind of re-sparks that want for one. I was a little bit worried it was going to get in hand and be like, yeah, maybe I don't really need one again, but it feels like a fond memory in my hand. Is that what she said? I don't know. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you checking it out, as always. And yeah, stay tuned for the impressions video on this guy.